Hi everyone, my name is Lila Bell and I'm going to talk to you about the conservation of wolves. In this report I'm going to talk to you about why wolves are important to me. I'm also going to talk about a few wolf facts, how they became endangered, and a couple of the conservation efforts that are in place. During this presentation you're going to see some pictures of wolves in their natural habitat and a graph showing recovery efforts at Yellowstone National Park. Research for this report came from my own personal experiences with a wolf, as well as websites like Wolf Haven, Conservation Northwest, Defenders of Wildlife, U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife, and a book called The Way of the Wolf by David Meck. By the end of this report, I hope that you will be able to know a little bit more about wolves and have a better understanding of why we need to help in the efforts to preserve wolves for future generations. My love and respect for wolves came early in life. My grandfather brought home a wolf puppy from a hunting trip. This puppy was my responsibility, so for the next couple of months, I got up every 3 hours to take care of her. While she was a puppy, it was great having her on the ranch. As she grew up into a full-grown wolf, it became a problem. She grew into her instincts, so now she wanted to hunt and track prey. Of course, as you know, on a ranch, prey for a wolf is everywhere. So we lost a lot of chickens, rabbits, and even a few goats. But that wasn't the only problem. She also became a problem with people and visitors that came to the ranch. Everyone learned quickly not to turn your back on her. In fact, our postman wouldn't even come down the driveway to deliver our mail. He would sit at the top, honk his horn, wait for us to come, and then he would get out of his car, because if he got out before we were there, Lady would come and attack him because he was on her territory. It was finally decided that Lady was a danger to livestock and visitors, so we had to get rid of Lady. So we contacted a conservation agency, and they did come and take Lady and placed her in a re-education area, and she was released with other wolves. My experience with Lady totally affected my life, and that's why I'm so involved in wolves and their conservation. Wolves are basically the size of a German Shepherd. A wolf is 10 times smarter than your dog. They do have large territories. One wolf can be in an area from 10 to 100 square miles just to find food. A wolf is able to smell something that's a mile away and hear things that are 6 to 10 miles away. Wolves communicate with each other by their body language, by howls and growls. Scientists have proved that wolves' body language is similar to a dog. They wag their tails when they're happy. They roll over, show their bellies when they want affection. They show their teeth and growl when they're angry. Wolves howl to communicate with each other and to warn other packs from their territories. And wolves don't really howl at the moon. They howl when it's lighter at night. And sometimes that's when it is full moon. The wolf pack acts like a family unit. They live, they hunt, they play, and they travel together as one. Wolves have been known to bring food to injured members of their pack. They show affection for each other. Then they've been known to sacrifice themselves to protect the pack. They actually even grieve for each other if something happens to one of them. Did you know that years ago that wolves were tried by people and burnt at the stake? People are terrified of wolves and killed them on sight. Then the government helped to kill still more wolves when they imposed bounty payments for their hides. So by the early 1900s, wolves were eliminated from Washington and much of the Northwest. Today, wolves have been exterminated to the point where there are only an estimated 200,000 wolves in 57 countries. That's a huge reduction from their original count of 2 million. Yellowstone National Park is the site of the most renowned research on wolf recovery. In 1926, the last sanctioned wolf kill happened in Yellowstone. During the next few years, scientists found that when the wolf was removed from the park, several other species were affected. So in 1996, they reintroduced 31 wolves back into the park. And I'm just going to show you a graph that shows you that when they released the wolves here, the yellow is Yellowstone. You can see how the different years they have recovered the wolves. It also shows you in green how the surrounding areas have recovered wolves as well. Today, there are 1,700 wolves in Yellowstone National Park. In 1973, wolves were officially placed on the endangered species list. This started recovery and protection efforts in the lower 48 states. Washington initiated its own wolf plan, and now there are 8 confirmed packs around the state. And you can see from this map where the wolves are located. And the 6 of them are right here where you can show that they're just coming over the border. And 2 of them have actually made it into the northern Cascades. Through efforts from groups like Defenders of Wildlife and Wolf Haven, wolves are starting to repopulate the country. These groups are working with livestock owners to develop non-lethal ways to reduce wolf attacks on livestock. They also have websites where you can show that you can see that they do other things. Defenders of Wildlife actually has a spot where you can adopt a gray wolf. They also have places where you can take action, write letters to lawmakers that help preserve wolves, and learn more about wolves by their advocacy boards. The other place I want to show you is Wolf Haven. They are really, really cool. They actually have all kinds of programs in place for wolves. They have one place where you can do $150 a month just for veterinary care, all the way down to $20 just to buy treats for a wolf. In this report, we have covered some facts about wolves, how they became endangered, and a couple of conservation efforts. There are tons of them in place besides just these 2. I hope this report has helped you to understand wolves and has made you want to help in some way to ensure wolves' existence for future generations. Remember that the greatest threat to wolf is man and our understanding of them. For more information on wolf conservation efforts, please go to wolfhaven.org, defendersofwildlife.com, or wolfcenter.org. The fate of the wolf depends on whether we find a way to live alongside them.